Okay. All right, if I can call this meeting to order, please. This is the public audience meeting. The Public Building Committee has been charged by the Board of Selectmen to work with the chosen architect from the Senior Center Architectural Selection Committee. And as you all know, the selection committee kept the public deeply involved in our process. And as a matter of record, the AI section of process is being recorded with SCTV. And as a matter of fact, when we made this selection of our architects, the architect selection was played 43 times by SCTV. We want to thank SCTV for doing that. It was a great job that they did. So just for information to the Public Building Committee meets the first Monday of every month here at the Board of Education Conference Room. We will, as we have planned, to keep the first item of our business as the Senior Community Center business open to the public. We will ask SCTV if they would record this as they are. The public is invited to attend and to comment, and all comments are to be involved with the current project that has been assigned to us, and that is to consider the PAC site as a preliminary site at this time. At this time, I'd like to introduce the selected architect from NCA, which is Northeast Cumulative Architects, the firm that was selected, and we have negotiated a fee to carry out us through to the referendum. May I introduce Ray Colito? Ray, can you pull up the front seat there?
Sure.
Who's the principal of the firm, who will tell us quickly what they plan to do.
Okay, thank you, Dick. Good evening, everybody. The first phase of our work we're calling the concept study phase, where we will meet with the town's programming consultant, any of the other constituency groups as you folks direct us to do. Once we meet with the programming consultant, that will help us develop a list of spaces and sizes so we can get an idea as to how big this community center will be, and we'll review that with you and maybe make it bigger, probably not, maybe make it smaller, maybe so. At that point, we will develop 3 concept studies, which will have floor plans, reports, budgets, pros and cons, the likelihood of each of the concept studies to be approved. So at the end of this first phase, our deliverables will be the 3 concept site plans, building plans, elevations, and reports. Again, each report will include advantages, disadvantages, a cost estimate, and our opinion of the likelihood of obtaining approvals.
This is for the PAC site only at this time.
PAC site only, correct.
Okay. Any questions of the architect?
Do we have a schedule?
Quick schedule?
The schedule will be that we should, let me just look at my schedule if you would. Approximately, I would say November 1st to November 15th to December 15th, somewhere in there. It depends on how many times we go back and forth. And then depending on that result, if a final plan is selected and we go to phase 2, we would be looking at completing phase 2 with documents, our documents ready at least for referendum sometime mid-March.
Yeah, we basically had September to start, and we're already in September, past September and October, so
Right.
We're running about a month behind. But geotech surveys are being done, and we get into the possible specialty rooms. That's being done with our special consultant
Right.
that the town has hired, meet with them. And we're going to try to keep these meetings open somewhat to the public. Ray, how many meetings we decided? I think there were 4.
Oh, yeah, at
We have
least.
the list of those meetings, not list, but
I'm sorry?
have a concession here.
Yeah, we have listed two public meetings, but every one of your meetings are public.
Right?
So I'm sure you'll entertain questions from the floor at that point, I'm assuming. Meet with the Board of Selectmen, Board of Finance. We would have informal meetings with, during this concept phase, informal meetings with zoning, design review, conservation, planning, if needed. so that we'll get some reactions from them as to which of the three concept studies may have some issues or maybe not. So
Right.
they'll give us some education anyway.
Well, the purpose tonight was basically to introduce Ray, to let you know who he is, what he's going to do. Roughly gave us an idea of what he's going to do, and roughly gave us a real quick breakdown of schedule. Noting there is no public here, I assume we try to get out the information out to the public that this is a public meeting. We will be having, first session of our meeting is open to the public for any questions they have of our architect of that site at that time. And again, I open it up this meeting to this committee here. Anybody have any questions of Ray at this time?
Has the environmental study
Everything, yes.
been completed?
No, it's not yet completed completely yet, is it, Jeff?
No, we have done this field survey and an initial environmental report. NCA, Ray is going to use that information to develop his site plans.
Taking a long time.
I'm sorry?
It's taking a long
we
Sure
time.
does take a long time, I agree with you.
A long, long time for environmentals, unfortunately, but that will be given to Ray when we move along, okay? Any other questions? Okay, as a matter of public information, and I look over here to my right, but I'll squeal the wheels first. The Board of Selectmen has made us aware of two possible new sites for community center opportunities on Hot Meadow Street. The town staff will investigate these sites for possible determination, and we've been asked to talk to our architect sitting across from us to quickly look at these two sites and come back with some thoughts and recommendations of whether they're good or bad. And the two sites that they're going to be looking at, and these are just conceptual at this time, are Andy's Market, which consists of 28,000 square feet. And for lack of a better word, we all know it as the Eno House, but it's called now the Chestnut Hill Mansion, which is down the corner of Hot Meadow and Drake Hill Mall, where the bank used to be. That is 18,000 square feet. No commitment has been made to either
What's the second place?
Chestnut Hill Mansion across from the church.
The
Where we
Web-
live.
Not the
The
Webster.
brownstone.
The brownstone house where the Webster Bank
The
used to be.
Webster.
On the corner, right.
Now, what happened to the condos?
Again, no commitment has been made to either party at this time. It's open for us, and we have authorized, and we've just talked earlier tonight to have Ray walk through both these buildings to take a look and see what they are to report back to the Board of Selectmen. That's what the Board of Selectmen asked us to do, is that correct? And that's what we are doing. Okay, any other comments? Two sites only. Two sites. Okay, on Hot Meadow Street. Any other comments?
Just, both of them are commercial properties.
Correct.
That's correct.
At the moment.
Yep.
Taking them off the,
That's something that's not us at this point. All we've been asked to do is have the architect look at the building, and they'll report back to the Board of Selectmen. They make the decision and hand it to us. We don't make that decision. Okay? Any other public comments? Hearing none, I'll ask that we take a minute of adjournment or recess and then go into our regular meeting. May I have a motion to recess to adjournment?
so moved.
Second?
Second.
All approved?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, all those approved. Thank you very, very much. And thank you very much, and it'll give us a 5-minute